Okay, if everybody's ready, we're going to start the meeting. I'd like to call the Plaquemines Parish School Board Monday, April 20th, 2020 meeting to order. We'll have the invocation by Miss Monica Wirtz.
Please bow your heads. Dear God, we come to you with heavy hearts and continuous prayer. Our world and our country are facing the task of combating this virus. Please help our leaders to find a vaccine to control it and to stop it from spreading any further. Watch over and guide our families as they stay at home together to experience the new normal, always standing tall in their faith and with untiring strength. May we all face each day positively with the hope of a better tomorrow. Heal those who have contracted the virus. Protect our healthcare providers as they care for the victims. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, now we'll have the pledge by Mr. Nico Testridge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry, y'all, I was on mute. Thanks, technology.
All right, thank you, Nico. Thank you, Ms. Wirtz. Now we'll have the roll call, Mr. Superintendent.
Carolyn Damali Turner.
Here.
Daniel Morrell. Nico Tesevich.
Present.
Joyce Lampkin. Ms. Lampkin.
Here.
Okay. Shane Myers.
Here.
Fran Bobby Martinez.
Here.
Bobby Ingraham.
Here.
Paul Lemire.
Here.
Jennifer Sanger.
Here.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Now we'll have the 1.04 approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Myers, seconded by Ms. Sanger. Any discussion? Okay, is there any opposition to the resolution? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. And now we'll move on to standing committee reports. I don't think we have any because of the virus situation. So we'll move on to item 2, Plaquemines Parish School Board recognitions and or presentations. Do we have any, Mr. Russo?
None at this time.
Okay, then we'll move on to item 3, board members' time for non-agenda and agenda items. And Before we go to that, I'm going to read a gubernatorial proclamation from John Bell Edwards, 2020. Whereas on March 11th, 2020, the governor of the state of Louisiana declared a public health emergency due to the threat posed to public safety by the COVID-19 outbreak. Whereas on March 16th, 2020, the governor issued a proclamation 30 JBE 2020 entitled Additional Measures for COVID-19 Public Health Emergencies. Whereas the purpose of the proclamation 30 JBE 2020 was to provide in part for additional measures to be taken by governmental entities to help combat the spread of COVID-19. Whereas Section 4 of the Proclamation 30 JBE 2020 authorized all local political subdivisions of the state to provide for attendance at essential governmental meetings via teleconference or video conference during this pendency of the emergency. Whereas Section 4 of the proclamation further mandated that before invoking the authority of Section 4, the public entity was required to certify that it would be unable to operate due to quorum requirements. Whereas the school board needs to conduct essential business of the school system. Whereas due to the underlying health concerns of several board members of the school board, which could be negatively affected by COVID-19, the school board is unable to obtain a quorum of its members of the school board. Whereas the school board therefore needs to implement the authorization located in Section 4 of 30 JBE 2020. Now, therefore, pursuant of the authority contained in the Proclamation 30 JBE 2020, the school board hereby certifies on the 8th day of April 2020 that it's unable to obtain an in-person quorum for the meeting scheduled for April 20th due to the threat to COVID-19, and that therefore one or more of its members may participate in such meetings via teleconference or video conference. Additionally, all efforts will be made to provide for the observation and input of the members of the public. Now, if any board member wants to say anything?
I'd like to say thank you to Chad and Sonia for setting all this up for us.
Ditto.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mr. Roussel, for carrying our schools. You know, this is a tough thing to do, and we applaud you for everything that you've done thus far. Our kids are not happy to want to be in school. They don't like the teachers they have at home.
I would just like to say, I think once they made schools closed for the rest of the year, I think at first the kids thought, oh, fun, we're gonna have a break. But I think this made them realize that it's more than just education. That it's a lot of their social, you know, even though now today they have social media and all this stuff, it is a social thing for them. So I think it made these students realize and appreciate school campus more than what they did before. You know, and I feel sorry for the seniors, and I know we're going to do the best we can to make it right for them. But I think this made students realize that school is more than just education, that they do get a lot of life connections and life lessons besides reading, writing, and arithmetic, you know, while attending school. As much as they don't want to catch that bus or get in that car and go to school every morning, I think now they realize how much better it is. And you're right, the teachers at home or not the ones that they really like anymore. So I think they'll appreciate their teachers too.
Anyone else?
Ms. Stern,
Yes.
I would like to say thank you for that compliment. It's because I have a great organization around me and a great school board that supports what we do. So I thank you very much for that. But like I said before, it's great to work with a great organization like we have, and we're very fortunate to have these people that are around me to help make the decisions that we have to move this system forward. Thank you.
I do need to thank Mr. Kenny for those laptops. I just want to let you know that our NUNAS students are very appreciative and they are doing their work, because I have been checking every day to make sure that they, continue doing that that work online for NUNAS Community College. So thank you, Mr. Kenny.
You're welcome, darling.
Very good.
All right, now I would like to say, ditto to what everyone else has said, but I know all of us on the board, we miss the students, very much. We miss going to their games. We miss going to all their events. And, we've been praying for all of y'all, and we want y'all to pray for us, because we're going to get through this, but it's hard right now. And for the seniors and the 8th graders and, kindergarten graduations and all, we're going to try to do something. We just don't know what we can do yet. So don't give up on all of that yet. And I know a lot of you miss your proms and different things, but we all do care about you. And we thank the administration and all the teachers that are doing stuff from their house. And but we just want everybody to know that all our school board members, we do love all of our students, and we do miss you.
I'd like to say something.
Okay.
I think our students, we appreciate our students so much, and our teachers and everybody involved. But the students, it wasn't like Katrina, and they had to go to some other school that they weren't familiar with. And I think if you look at it that way, that is a blessing that they are home.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. Okay.
Ms. Joyce, they're not liking us too much.
Say again, Ms. Turner?
I said the students are not liking us at home too much right now.
No. All right, now we're going to move on to superintendent's comments and reports. Mr. Russo.
Thank you, Mr. President. 4.01, discussion and appropriate action in regard to accepting the low bidder or rejecting all bids for the Belle Chase Middle School door replacement project. Mr. White.
Good evening. Before you make a motion to, our intention is to reject all the bids. So I don't know if you want to make a motion first.
Yeah, we do need to have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Ms. Myers.
I'll second it.
And Ms. Lampkin, I think, seconded to reject all
Yes.
bids.
Oh,
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Myers, seconded by Ms. Lampkin to reject all bids at this time. Mr. White, you want to elaborate on why
Yes.
we want to do this?
On March the 19th, we opened bids for the Belle Chase Middle School door replacement project, which was planned for this summer. And we had 4 bidders, and the lowest bid was a little over $190,000. But the architect's pre-construction estimate was only $120,000. And so considering that, coupled with the fact that it would be a lot of uncertainty with trying to get that job performed over the summer, not knowing if there would be delays with the contractor trying to practice social distancing, whether there'd be delays in getting supplies and materials, and not knowing if they would have full access to the school throughout the summer, what time, at what point the school year would start again. We were afraid that we would not be able to get the project done over the summer and be sure that it was completed when school started. So I included a memo in the board packet that states under Louisiana Revised Statute 38-22-14, Section B, that we may reject all bids for just cause, which include not only the fact that the lowest bid is outside of the architect's pre-construction estimate, but also because of the uncertainty with the pandemic going on and whether we get the project completed over this summer. So for those reasons, we're asking that the school board reject all bids, and we will plan on rebidding the project probably late winter or early spring of next year and performing the project over next summer.
Okay, do we have any questions or discussion from the board?
Yeah, Mr. White, do you have a best guess for why the estimates were so much higher than the projected bid?
No, I don't. I asked the architect immediately after the bids were open, and I asked if it had anything to do with the pandemic, and he did not think so. He just did not know why it was so much over. In all honesty, I thought, considering the scope of the project, that his estimate of $120,000 was low to begin with. So we'll be talking about that between now and when the project's put out to bid again, and see if he needs to revise that estimate.
Is this similar to what we did at Belchase High School in the past?
It's similar, but we're not replacing the frames. At Belchase High School, we felt it was better to replace the frames as well as the doors. But at Belchase Middle School, we were just replacing the doors and not replacing the frames. So the scope is smaller in that respect, but it does consist of replacing all the classroom doors, except I believe in the new wing that was opened up right after Hurricane, not right after Hurricane Katrina, but shortly after Hurricane Katrina. So it's basically the same in scope as Belchase High School in terms of being throughout the school, but it is not as much in terms of what's actually being replaced. It's just the doors, not the doors and the frames.
Okay, did the company that handled it at Belchase High School, did they bid on the middle school project by any chance?
No, they did not.
Okay.
They were at the pre-bid conference, which was mandatory for all potential bidders, but they did not bid on the project, and I forgot to call and ask why they didn't bid on it. But I'll be sure that they, are aware of it when we put it out to bid again.
Okay.
And anybody can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. The companies that already bid, they will be able to bid again if we choose to look at this project again in the future.
They will be able to bid again. Because none of them are being rejected because of some failure on their part.
Any other questions or discussion from the board? From the administration? Okay, if not, we're going to call the question. Is there anyone in opposition of rejecting these bids on this motion? Hearing none, the motion passes. The bids will be rejected. Thank you. Okay, now we'll go to 4.02 Head Start budget. Is Ms. Adel available?
No, Mr. Roussel, since I'm sitting in front of the camera, Mr. Roussel asked me to let you know that the monthly board pack, Head Start budget's in your board pack, and if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
Okay. Do we have any questions? Hearing none, I guess we'll move on to item 5, approval of the board consent agenda. We're going to take 5.01 and 5.02 together. Do we have a motion?
I'll make
I'll
a
make a
motion.
motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Tesvich, seconded by Ms. Myers. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. If there's any opposition to this resolution? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. Okay, information items. Do we have any information items?
We sent the superintendent's letter out today to all the board members, all the parents and students and community. And we're just asking them to follow what we're asking them to do and to keep those kids working on those assignments. If there's any issues or any problems with anything that you may not understand with the letter, please call your principals and they will explain everything to you if you have any confusion. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any citizens' comments? I guess we would have had to write that in, and I don't think we have any.
Paul,
And the
can
date,
you tell-
time, and location of our next meeting.
Miss Lampkin is trying to talk, Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Lampkin.
She's cutting out.
that's okay. Would you tell Sonia that my iPad's saying that the host needs to let me in?
You in?
You're in
Yeah.
right now, though. You're just
I'm on my-
breaking up every now.
Okay,
Oh, she said she on her phone.
there
Oh,
you go.
okay. All right, well, the date and time and location of our next meeting is not really been, the date and time is gonna be Monday, May 4th, 6 p.m. And I guess under these circumstances, it'll be on video conferencing until further notice. So again, please, students, do your work. We miss you, we love you.
Yeah.
And do we have a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
We have a motion by Mr. Testridge, seconded by Ms. Myers. Any opposition to this resolution? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. The meeting is adjourned at 6:19.
Cute.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Hashtag
Love
Plaquemines.
it. Go.